Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am so happy that you're here. If you don't know me, my name is Scala and I'm currently on my gap year. I'm in India right now and I thought it's the perfect time. I'm about like a month and a half in to do another catch up with you guys and also just share how my experience has been so far. So we're doing a month in review of India so far and I've got a lot, I've got a lot to say. So let's just begin. Honestly, guys, I have been in the thick of it. My first 3 weeks, I just dove in, and I'm that kind of person. Like when I'm starting something new, I like to put myself completely in the shoes of that experience and let it kind of overcome everything. And I think I needed a bit more patience because 3 weeks in, I really got burnt out. So I'm here with World Heritage USA. I'm doing an internship program through a host company. So it's been really nice to do a lot of built heritage work and a lot of research, but India has so much heritage. I mean, you walk the streets and you see it, you experience it, you feel it. So something that's been overwhelming is just trying to encompass all of that information and create a project that's really meaningful and impactful. As an outsider, that's something that has kind of been weighing on me. So I think at the 3 week mark, I was just really getting burnt out at how much work I was trying to produce. I'm also working on the weekends, which is something that I'm paring down now, but it seems to be a culture here of this leisure work, I'll call it. You can come into the office at a different time, a little bit later, we'll have tea in the middle, there's gonna be a break for lunch, of course, and conversation. But then the day kind of extends beyond the 9 to 5 that you see in the US. So that has been actually a big adjustment for me, is figuring out the fact that I still need structure so I can be the best version of myself at work and to, stop working at some point to take care of myself. I also began missing home, of course. I mean, I've been away from home before, university, college, all of these things. And I've traveled a bit before too, but not for this distance. Someone's ringing the bell. But not for this distance and not for this amount of time and not for this time difference too, because 9.5 hours or 12 hours from some friends is very difficult to, keep in contact and feel like you have that support network. So that's been really challenging. So again, missing home, but also not really being able to change that. It's not like I could just call up my mom now at any time. I'm being very intentional about waking up at 5 a.m. to call friends, and also wanting that reciprocation is something that's difficult too. So that at 3 weeks was really hitting me hard, and then I got sick. So I actually been a little bit sick throughout the entire trip, and guys, I recognize that this is partly my fault. If you've seen any of my videos or reels or Instagram stories, you noticed that I've really tried the food in my first 3 weeks. I've really dove into trying pani puri, I've tried dosa, I've tried idli, I've tried so much of the food here, and I think that's something that upset my stomach honestly daily for quite a while. But I was okay, well, what else am I gonna eat? So I've actually started making my own food. I don't know, within the mix at some point I actually got worms, which are bacteria in your stomach. I actually don't know the whole medical term, so that might be wrong. But thankfully my mom's a doctor, so she diagnosed it and we got the medicine that I needed. So I'm all better now, thank God. But that was something that threw another wrench in the system. I would feel very bloated if I ate something, or diarrhea or anything like that. Sorry, TMI. Rather than being able to just at least enjoy food, I lost my appetite for at least a week and a half. So that was detrimental, I think, to my physical well-being. Now trying to regain that weight as well. I did eat, I forced myself to eat, but again, the discomfort and the sickness from that was not helpful. So between homesickness, feeling burnt out at work, and getting sick, it doesn't really end there. I had to move apartments because the rainy season began. Monsoon season really hit at the 3-4 weeks I've been at, 3-4 week mark that I was here, and rains were hard and they were long and they stopped. Well, they created traffic and they stopped a lot of the Uber services, which is how I got to work. So I would either take a 45-minute bike ride to work every day, or I would take a 20-minute bike ride, 25-minute metro, and then a 15-minute walk, less than 15 minutes about. So that I still needed the bike no matter what, and some days the bikes were just not available, and it just increased my pricing for getting to work because I started using the auto or the rickshaw, KK in Nigeria. And that yeah, again, got expensive, and two, would leave me out in the rain waiting for the bike to come on my way home after taking the metro for about an hour. So for about like a week, I would be sitting in the rain quite often. There was one day, the first day actually, I was going to work and I was like, okay, well, I have to walk in this rain. And I kid you not, guys, like water was up to my shins at some point. That day I actually sat wet at work for the full day. So that was unfortunate. I think that also contributed to me like getting sick and just not feeling well. That made my work commute turn from 45 minutes to an hour about to 2 hours. Like 2 hours to get to work, 2 hours to come home. So 4 hours I was spending in transit, which just cut down everything. Like the time, the mental health, also like I wasn't resting obviously during those 2 hours. I was trying to get on the metro, or I was walking in the rain, or I was trying to call an Uber and sitting in the rain. Like, yeah, so all of that was not good. And something that's been a tangential thing to that kind of traffic, the rain, everything, is my hair, which is like the least of my worries, you'd think. And I mean, it is. It's so small. It's hair. But the pollution here and connecting that with the humidity and the rain has really made these braids, which I was hoping would last my full 2.5 months. Very difficult. I have to wash my hair about once a week, or else it just feels and smells filthy. And I've gotten a lot of comments about my hair here. This is a really negative thing that I'm trying to also see in light of the people's perspectives and their experiences, you know? So I know most people probably have not seen a Black woman with braids as often, at least in their lifetime. So I've gotten a lot of comments of like, do you wash your hair? Like, someone asked me if there's lice in my hair or if I have dandruff, and that just like really shot me down. I was like, wow, does it look that bad? But then I've also gotten people who are like, I love your hairstyle, like I wish I could do my hair the same way. So there's a balance with people who are maybe just I know are probably just uneducated. I'm trying to not let it affect me, but at the same time, words still hurt. Like, I'm gonna be honest, words still hurt. So on the days when I'm just like already soaked and wet and feeling gross, and my hair does need to wash because it's been a week, and someone says that, I'm just like, why am I here? There have been days where I'm just like, why? Like why? Everything just feels wrong. Yeah, about a month in, that was like a big feeling. I'm about 2 weeks post that, and I'm still like, trying to find those positive moments that like continue to get me through the days. But there have been many positive moments, I will say. I've since moved, which is amazing. I've moved about a 15-minute bike commute to work, which is incredible. It's also closer to the city. It's closer, or the parts of the city that I experienced the most. It's closer to my friends that I've met here. It's just been so great, and I have such a sweet landlady. Like, this has been genuinely a really great move for me. And I'm grateful too for those who are helping me, like my coworkers, my boss. Everyone is so kind, and sometimes I feel bad that they have to put so much energy into me, but it's also energizing me. Like, I want to give them the best work that I can and be as good friends to them as well. So I'm so grateful for this change and for the friendships that have allowed this to happen. I just had to ask someone, like, is there another option of living? And thankfully, eventually we got it going, and I am here now. So very happy. I also really appreciate the work that I'm doing. My supervisor for this project here in India is so knowledgeable and so well connected to the heritage community here, like the professional community here. And I feel like I'm just in such a great place to dive into heritage, to like preservation and conservation work. So my project has switched a little bit in the best way possible to be a museum design proposal at the same time as, like, creating a research report. I went from like maybe like a 10-page research report to a full-on design project, and I think I'm already at 15 pages for single-spaced for this project, so it's going to be quite long. But I'm excited because I'm also hoping to do additional like production and videos, so I can share this also with you guys, and it'll be an open source document that you guys can also read. So that's been amazing, is how much they've invested in me, and how much like I feel like this project is an actual necessity. At first I wasn't sure. I felt like, okay, who am I to come all the way to India and to give a report, but my mind has slowly recognize the work that is being done that an outsider can actually contribute to, and I'm trying to be as much of a receiver as I am a giver in this sense. So I'm very, very grateful. I'm trying to think. There are some strange things that have happened here too that I'm like, I don't know what to think of it yet, but people come up to me so often to ask for a selfie. And it's like, on one sense, it's like, oh, this is so sweet. They're just like, they've never seen someone like me, or they're just like, want to be able to have this picture. But also I'm like, that's gonna, like, what are you doing with that picture? Like, showing your friends, like, that's fine. I don't know. I'm like already on YouTube. I'm already on social media. Like, I'm not really too keen on like telling people no, unless I'm just exhausted and I'm like, I just don't feel like taking a picture. But I feel like a mini celebrity that no one actually knows. So yeah, that's really funny. Along that same vein is just like people staring at me. That's something I just did not expect. Like, I mean, it makes so much sense. My friend was even saying, like, you know, seeing white people, European, American, whatever, white people, they're more common here. But like Africans or black people, it's like, you what? Like, what are you doing here? So people are just like generally curious. And my friend around me, like, I mean, you would stare if there was someone. I mean, I don't think I really would, because being in America, we've seen so many different types of people. But like in the perspective of not seeing a type of person, yes, it's natural to stare. So I'm like, I'm seeing, again, all of these like somewhat negative experiences for me. I'm like, let me make sure I'm looking at it from other people's perspectives. And I'm not perfect at it. I definitely fail. It's still gonna get to me no matter what, but we're trying. I am someone who loves to talk to people in moments of just like joy and being with friends. I love it. But then I have like a battery where I'm like, hey, let me just be alone. Let me just like close the door and not talk and not see people. And then I'll be ready again eventually. So like on the long days at work where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go home. And I was taking the metro. Guys, the metro was just like 100 eyes. It's full. The metro is always so full. It would just be like people just like, the whole ride, the whole 20-minute ride, people would just stare at me. And I just like, again, seeing it from their perspective, yes, but like for 20 minutes. But I just like started wearing my headscarf and like covering my face a little bit more, just to give myself some more privacy, because it's just a strange feeling when so many people are staring at you. I don't even know how to explain it. It just feels wrong. It's like, yeah, that is just another strange random thing. But overall, I am doing well. I am trying to do better. I just really want to appreciate my last month here, and put aside the things that have really been troubling for me and difficult. Not just put them aside, I mean like work through them, but also realize that like, let me not let them stop me from, you know, finding the things that are joyful and having a good outlook on India and my experience here at the end of the day. Right now, I'd say it's like, I'm not that I'm passive, but I recognize that there are so many difficult and negative experiences that I've had here, while at the same time there is so much beauty and goodness and joy that I've like experienced here. So I wouldn't say this joy overweighs the negative, or the negative overweighs the joy, but I am choosing to see things in a positive light. We'll see. Let me know what you guys want to see my last few months or my last few weeks here. And yeah, I'm very grateful for you guys and this community, all the advice that you've given me. Yes, it has been really good to be here. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.